What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and Dr. Wendy then got arrested.
That's some hot tea.
Like the videos, the intro plays. This is crazy.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense to me intellectually.
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
You're not talking because you lost all this weight. You kept climbing that mountain. Because I'm about to pop off. I don't care if you pop off. Wait, you can't talk about everybody else. Can't nobody say anything about you. No, wait, what happened? What did you say? I said she lost all that weight because she's been climbing that mountain. What's the mountain? Fence. Toast.
Okay, guys. I'm in shock. I like Dr. Wendy. I like Hi Eddie, but we're gonna have to talk about it. I think it's $50,000 in bail. This was the initial release. Let me see. Here we go. Real Housewives of Potomac, Wendy Osefo and husband booked on fraud charges. Now, he looked high and her wig is lifting. I don't know if she was trying to compete with Karen or what. I don't know if they go to the same person. I don't know if they getting go naked hair, but maybe they need to do a new business of wig glue. Something needs to happen because the smirk is diabolical and he is high. He can barely keep his eyes open. But I digress. Dr. Wendy Osefo and her husband Eddie have been booked on criminal fraud charges, TMZ has learned. According to documents obtained by TMZ, the Real Housewife of Potomac star is facing 16 charges, including 7 felonies for allegedly making false, misleading info fraud in excess of $300. She's also facing 1 misdemeanor count of making a false statement to an officer. The couple was booked on Thursday night in Westminster, Maryland. Wendy has been on the show since season 5. She's a college professor of education, teaching at Johns Hopkins University, and a journalist contributing to The Hill and MSNBC. Wendy has degrees from Temple University, Johns Hopkins, and a PhD in public affairs and community development from Rutgers. Let's not pretend like people were not happy to see these two, a doctor and a lawyer, on Potomac. So it's disappointing, but I'm holding back judgment because as of right now, I cannot get my hands on the indictment. Maryland's a little different with their court records. So it's false, misleading information, info and fraud, over $300, felony district court. False, misleading information, fraud, misdemeanor. Misleading information, fraud, misdemeanor. Misleading information, fraud, felony district court. Misleading information, fraud, misdemeanor. Misleading information. I guess take a sip of your coffee every time you hear misleading information, fraud, plus $300, over $300, felony district court, misleading information, fraud, misdemeanor, misleading information, fraud, felony district court, misleading information, fraud, misdemeanor, misleading information, fraud, felony district court, misleading information, fraud, misdemeanor, misleading information, fraud, felony district court, misleading information, fraud, misdemeanor, misleading information, fraud, felony district court, misleading information, fraud, misdemeanor, and false statement to an officer, misdemeanor. Now, I think that must have been Eddie's because that one was a lot. No, that was Wendy's. Let's get to Eddie's. Misleading information, fraud, over $300, felony district court. Misleading information, fraud, over $300, misdemeanor. Misleading information, fraud, felony district court. Misleading information, fraud, misdemeanor. Misleading information, fraud, felony. Y'all get it. I don't have to say this over and over again. There's no there's no additional charges and there's no information until we get the indictment. Let's see. The reason I'm reserving judgment is because this is riddled all up and through POOR-Tomac. The Real Housewives of POOR-Tomac. They all have these issues. We all know Robin and Juan were broke.
Bankruptcy.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
Pretty bad. This article said that they have $25 in their bank account.
Y'all remember when Ashley was good for TV and super messy and didn't care about people threatening physical bodily harm on her? I miss those days. You know, Giselle and her ex-husband had not paid their taxes in years. That all came out.
Jamal coming? No,
Of course not.
So I'm reserving judgment. I like Dr. Wendy. This is what they look like when her wig is not coming off and he's not high. I like the fact that they are, you know, a young couple with children doing it. I'm reserving judgment until I see the indictment. And let's not forget Karen. Clankety clank
Jamal
Karen.
coming?
They all have their issues, is all that I'm saying. They all have their own issues. They all have evaded paying taxes and having money problems, and they all love talking about other people on the show who are having the same.
Clanky clank.
Clankety clank Karen. And not to mention, we all like Ray, but Ray hadn't paid his taxes either. And Karen said that she wanted a refund for having to pay his taxes. Remember, Karen is loaded in a Jaguar. And Ray is the one with money problems. So I'm reserving some judgment. Page 6 came out with a little bit more information. It says the Carroll County Sheriff's Office in Westminster, Maryland, tells Page 6 the married couple was taken into custody Thursday, but is in the process of being released after being placed on a $50,000 bond each. Wendy faces 15 charges, including 7 felony false misleading info fraud charges in excess of $300, 7 misdemeanor on false misleading information fraud in excess of $300, and a misdemeanor charge of false statement to an officer. Eddie, for his part, faces 18 charges in total, including 9 felony misleading info fraud in excess of $300, 8 misdemeanor on false misleading info fraud in excess of $300, and a misdemeanor charge of false statement to an officer. The pair's mugshots were released Friday, showing each of them flashing smiles when booked. They were dressed in matching gray t-shirts, which seemed to be the jail attire. Wendy appeared makeup-free except for some false lashes. I don't know why they had to throw that in, but this is Page 6, so you know they're going to be a little messy. She also sported a half-up, half-down do for the shot. Now, clearly, they were trying to be appropriate. It was a wig coming off. That was just what it is. There was one other thing that I want to show you. So while we're waiting on the actual indictment, it says in Maryland, common types of fraud that can lead to an indictment include identity theft, credit card fraud, forgery, issuing bad checks, embezzlement, and healthcare fraud. Now, let's be a little bit messy. Let's be just slightly messy because, I mean, I'll say this much. Eddie has a lot of personal court cases. This is his only criminal indictment. And mind you, he's an attorney, so some contract cases, a foreclosure case, 1 criminal indictment. Let's see, let's start from the top. Contract, criminal indictment, foreclosure. He changed his name. Contract. So some of this is like with hospitals, personal. So I'm not really surprised that the attorney has a lot of court cases. They're very litigious people, so that makes sense to me. Wendy, for her part, just has some traffic stuff and some very small, minor things dealing with, I think, like healthcare or something like that. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because all of these people, they're human. They have, real life issues. I enjoyed Wendy's glow up. I like to see a young Black couple doing it. I hate to hear about the fraud, but that's the reality. And you see, it says messy. So like the video on your way out. Thank you so much for being here. And as soon as I get the indictment, I will inform you further. Have a good one. Share and subscribe, but definitely liking the video helps a lot. So have a good one.